and bring up that article, and then I'll bring up trailer that corresponds to the article. So you guys bear with me. All right, this is coming to us from inverse.com, written by Siddhant Adlaka, and headline reads The Sound of Breaking. Says Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Chime observes the phantom vibrations of modernity. It's fitting that the long-awaited U.S. release of Chime, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's eerie 45-minute thriller made in 2024, comes alongside the equally anticipated stateside bow of the filmmaker's 1998 lo-fi landmark Serpent's Path. I'm sorry, I got distracted by Zendaya in the corner. Where was I? Which he also recently remade. The horror maestro has a fascinating tendency to extract terrors from the modern world, but as the present charges forward, evolving through changing technology and societal concerns, he also seems to update what he finds most terrifying. If he can even locate a definite answer, sometimes what's scariest is a lack of certainty. And in his short feature about a ringing sound that imbues people with violent tendencies, the question of why is an endless journey with no clear destination. In that vein, Chime may as well be a sequel to Kurosawa's searing nihilistic 1997 mind trip Cure, in which a detective tries to make sense of seemingly motivationless murders that may have hypnotic underpinnings. Here, in his tale of middle-aged culinary teacher, he turned that mystery inside out by placing us practically in the shoes. Sorry, I saw something pop up on my computer. Okay, everything seems fine. Where was I? Here, in his tale of a middle-aged culinary teacher, he turns the mystery inside out by placing us practically in the shoes of mysterious murderers with no clear incentive beyond external stimuli. And yet, the film's unspooling is far from random. Kurosawa's filmmaking is observational and deliberate, with a camera that practically lures his entranced protagonist towards preordained outcomes, as if violence were the inevitable result of the way we exist in contemporary society. That this violence is usually enacted by men upon women, or upon themselves, makes it feel like a psychological pressure cooker, born of patriarchal norms and expectations that go unmarked upon far too long. Through numerous interactions, it's clear that a subtle misogyny is in the ether, a simple assertion, but the film's embodiment of it is far from straightforward. The first sounds and images are of machinery neatly tucked away. Actually, rather than describe all this, because it looks like they're describing the trailer, I can get into showing you guys the trailer. Yeah, this is kind of giving a very long description of the trailer. Okay, does it get into his next film, Cure? Let me just see here, because I do have the trailer queued up for Chime, and his next film is called Cure, but I'm trying to see where it starts talking about Chime, stops talking at Chime and starts talking about Cure. Yeah, that's still talking about Chime. Yeah, this whole article is describing Chime, and I don't want to spoil it for you because it becomes available, I believe, this Friday on the 10th. So it's fairly new. If this was a movie that had been out for a while, I'd read the whole thing with all the details. But since this is brand new and it's just about to come out, I don't want to spoil it. It just says here, Chime is playing alongside Serpent's Path in New York theaters. It will open in San Francisco and Atlanta on April 3rd, followed by Chicago and Los Angeles on April 10th. Oh, so it's just Chicago and Los Angeles. We're not going to get it universally on April 10th. I was thinking it was coming out this Friday, so that's even more of a reason for me not to spoil it. But let's take a look at the trailer. All right, so we do have the trailer here for Chime. Let me do like this, and let's do like that. So the Chime trailer is larger for us. And these are the 3 poster artworks for Chime. So let's take a look at it. See, now that one, that blurb where it says, let's go back a moment, an absolute master. Martin Scorsese. Because we know who that is, this holds more weight than when you put up those blurbs from people we don't know or random websites that we don't know who they are. It's very important. It's the word that comes to me is social capital, but I feel like there's even a better term than that. But let's continue. Already the sound, it's interesting that someone brought up Eraserhead earlier, because the sound of this does remind me a little bit of how the industrial landscape that Eraserhead lived in had a similar feeling. I feel like it's meant to feel unsettling, irritating, and aggravating. It's supposed to get under your skin a little bit, the sound, and I think it's the same with this. Oh, it's a double feature. Jeez. Oh my gosh. This is all part of the same story? It feels like that's a totally separate story from what we were just watching. Only in theaters. Okay, now that was... What do you guys think of that? I'm intrigued to find out more, because the trailer showed so little, but showed so much, if that makes sense to you guys. Hey, Del. Del is here. He says, what's up? What's up, Del? We just watched the trailer for Chime, and it looks pretty intriguing. I imagine they can't show too much because, I mean, if you're familiar with Japanese horror, it can get extreme at times. And so maybe there's certain things they cannot show. I don't know. Not every single Japanese horror is extreme, but from my experience, a lot of it is extreme. So that could be why they couldn't show as much. But I'm intrigued. I definitely look forward to watching it. If I entertained you, made you smile, or helped you pass the time, please consider supporting this channel so that I can do that more. Horror channels often get suppressed and demonetized, but you can help in 3 ways: by pledging a monthly contribution on Patreon, sending a one-time tip using your preferred financial app, or you could help for free by liking and commenting for the algorithm, and most importantly, sharing this video on your social media. Thank you so much.